What's happening, kids? Tim Kreitz here, Tim Kreitz Adventures. Today, this is an episode I've been threatening to do for 2 years now. The Friday Night Lights episode and my experiences as a high school kid here in West Texas during the time the book was being written. Stick around. Years ago, when Suburban Delinquent and I were first starting to vlog and both had small channels, we met each other and became friends and started kind of hanging out together. I've made a couple of trips out to California to see him since then. In the process of getting to know one another, he was fascinated by the fact that I had grown up here in West Texas during the height of the Friday Night Lights era in the late 80s. In fact, I graduated from high school the year the book was being written and was the contemporary of many of the characters featured in the book. They're my age. In fact, one of them I had an acquaintance with. Well, for 2 years he's been asking me to go to Permian High School, otherwise known as Mojo, and talk about my experiences during that era and kind of show what the school looks like now and share how I feel about all of it. Before we get there, I want to offer sort of a disclaimer or a caveat to this whole thing. My biases against West Texas high school football are going to show in this episode. I don't mean anything by it, but I saw firsthand the damage that turning high school football into a religion can cause, and I saw it during the height of it being caused. So keep that in mind. I may not be completely objective as I tell you the stories surrounding my experiences during the Friday Night Lights era, but it is what it is, and I'm just offering you my perspective. Here is the campus, looking only slightly more modernized than it did in 1988 when I was in high school. This is the part of the building that most of you will recognize if you're familiar with the Friday Night Lights franchise. Permian High School, Mojo.
Does a good job of hitting Comer down low and bringing him down on about the 4-yard line. Call it 2nd and 4 for a touchdown, 2nd and 3.5 for a first down.
Chris Comer unofficially has carried the ball 43 yards in this opening drive. Don Billingsley has it now inside the 5 and into the end zone. That's a Mojo touchdown for Don Billingsley.
Okay, there's some real good counter action that time. They had been pounding with Comer and watched Comer take the fake there, and a lot of people looked at him, and then Billingsley goes over the counter hole on the other side, takes it into the end zone for the touchdown, and this is what Midland Lee's worst fears were made of, is they don't want Permian to get out and punt in a hurry. They did a great job of driving the football that time.
Alan Wiles has missed only 3 of 45 extra points. He doesn't miss that one. Now it's 3 of 46 as the Panthers have broken on top. 8:53 to go in the first quarter. The Permian Panthers lead the Lee Rebels 7-0. This is the JR Productions Sports Special.
That place is literally fenced off like a prison. You can't get onto the practice field. You can't get near anything of any interest other than the doors to the front of the building. So, why don't we do this? Let's go back to the garage, have a little garage talk, and I will tell you some stories about Permian High School and Lee High School and Odessa High School and my alma mater, Midland High School, during 1988 when all this stuff was going on. And that's probably the better idea anyway, because it's time for a homebrew.
The main reason I resisted for so long in making this episode of Tim Kreitz Adventures is simply because 25 plus years later, my personal opinion of West Texas high school football is generally unfavorable still. And admittedly, it's because of bad past experiences. I watched friends of mine who were on the football team graduate from high school functionally illiterate because they were passed through all their classes to keep them on the academic rolls so they could play football. I've watched a lot of money, millions upon millions upon millions of dollars being spent on very fancy sports facilities and stadiums, some of which rival professional and college football venues, just so there'd be a nice place to play high school football. But the main thing is just the pressure that gets put on the kids. It's better than it used to be, but back in my day, it was really, really bad. And a lot of those kids couldn't handle that pressure. You know, it's an odd thing to place the value of a community and the self-worth of a community onto the shoulders of a bunch of teenagers wearing football uniforms. And we did that for a long time here. I didn't want to make a video, I don't like making negative videos, period, but I didn't in particular want to make a video that made it look like I was bagging on my hometown or kicking West Texas in the nuts, because I love West Texas. You guys, if you follow this channel, you know I'm a West Texas boy. I love it out here, but we get it wrong sometimes, and high school athletics is one of those areas where we get it wrong. I do believe in high school athletics. I think that they teach valuable lessons. Football can teach a kid how to be a sportsman, how to win, how to lose. Football can teach leadership. Football can teach teamwork. So there's a place for it. But when it's overemphasized, you get experiences and you get episodes of history that result in books like Friday Night Lights being written. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to finish my beer, and I'm going to wish you guys a very, very happy beginning to summer. We're going to be in for a lot of good adventures coming up, so stay tuned and please tell people about this channel. The future and the health of Tim Kreitz Adventures depends on its growth at this point. So thank you guys for tuning in, thanks for supporting me, and thanks for watching another episode. Until the next time, take care of yourselves, take care of one another, and we'll see you next time. Bye.